好莱坞动作大片《极限特工》系列最新作品《极限特工：终极回归》即将于2月10日登陆内地院线。时隔15年，第一部的主演范迪塞尔再度归来饰演特工凯奇，联手华人影星甄子丹、吴亦凡，银幕再展身手，释放肌肉加极限运动的双重魅力。在影片先期曝光的预告片中，范迪塞尔一段森林滑雪的精彩视频让观众先睹为快，大呼新鲜过瘾。时光网记者日前受邀前往美国俄勒冈州的山区，对话影片幕后设计团队，独家探班电影宣传视频拍摄场地，揭秘森林滑雪的极限魅力。
I'm Mike Brown. I'm from Sweetgrass Productions. So my company, we create free skiing movies, and those are films that come out on an annual basis, focusing on skiing and action. And the producers of xXx saw one of our online releases called the Forest segment, which was a segment of exactly this, skiing without snow. They loved the concept and wanted to integrate that into the film. Skiing is obviously a snow sport. Your goal is to avoid rocks and avoid the dirt. And we've basically transposed the sport into this fantasy land where it's something that looks like it's made out of VFX and CG, but it's completely practical. And that's one of the really exciting things about integrating this into the film, is that we brought it into the movie as a practical effect with very limited CG and actually let these guys do their sport. And we're working with a bunch of pro athletes that all compete in skiing and have big film segments, and so they're some of the best in the game, and that's what it really takes to do this crazy wild sport. Yeah. First guy comes off here, goes right. Second guy comes off this, goes under the limbo log. Third guy goes right, and maybe the guys that go right, are they cutting different ways at the bottom, or?
Yeah, that's what we have to figure out.
Okay, roll cameras. Dropping in 3, 2, 1, drop!
Sweet.
That was pretty good, man.
That was good.
Yeah.
Right now we're shooting a piece for xXx Return of Xander Cage, and it's a chase sequence where we have one of our heroes ripping down through the forest on his skis, and he's being pursued by a bunch of villains decked out in army commando trying to catch him.
So they're going down, not snow, but they're skiing down dirt and...
Exactly. So this slope right above me, there's no snow, it's full of logs, rocks, all these dangerous objects, and they're on their skis tearing down it at like 30, 40 miles an hour, catching airs. You'll be seeing some flips and some jumps.
So these are professionals, because this sounds kind of dangerous.
Absolutely. This is super dangerous, very easy to get hurt, and these guys have spent years, developing this.
Dressed this area for the shoot?
Absolutely. So we came in here about 2 weeks ago, and we have a crew of builders and greens people, and we've basically been combing through the slope, trying to remove as many obstacles as we can while keeping it natural. So we've pulled out the roots, the rocks of where they ski, and basically prepped a line that they can find their way down through all the other obstacles.
What's with the boxes?
So the boxes, you can see over here,
We're all wondering.
we're lining up the boxes. We're going to move up and have them start up a little bit higher. They're going to come down the slope with more speed, and the boxes are the way that they're going to stop. So that's their safety, to stop at the end of the line. And doing a stunt like this with boxes, it's actually surprising, but it's basically the way that you do this in Hollywood movies, is run right into the boxes. It's low tech, but it's super effective in keeping people safe. Yeah, I mean, and I can, if we want to walk over, I can kind of like show you guys the line that they're going to come down. So if you guys look up the slope, we've got our team up there. They're going to get ready to do some insert shots, but the skiers are going to be coming from about 100 feet up above them from the top, catching some air, and then jumping off of this log and flying down the rest of the run straight into the boxes.
Paying attention to your speed and how your feet feel running on the surface, and you're just looking at the end of the lip and then down at your feet and just watching them get closer and closer back together, and just constantly gauging your speed because you don't want to come up short. You're gonna have a bad time.
In a certain way, it's like part of the flipping thing is because like it's so much stress. Like I remembered last time how like tired your back gets because your whole body is fighting against it.
Yep.
So this is LJ, Payne, and Crazy Carl. These guys are all professional free skiers, park skiers. And I'm Todd Schneider. I was one of the stunt coordinators on the XXx movie. I did all the skiing sequence. And I was on the US ski team. So we all have a ski racing and ski jumping and ski extreme skiing and park skiing backgrounds. These guys are awesome. To be able to go and ski down this is pretty incredible, because there is so many different obstacles that are not necessarily part of what we do. This and the dirt, and you see every little bump and every little thing, so it's so incredibly difficult to gauge your speed is one thing, because you could be going from mud to grass to leaves, and it changes. You could be going fast 1 second and then just stick the next. So it's a completely different thing.
Can you just talk about how this sport came about and where the concept originated from?
Yeah, so it started out as mogul skiing, really, which was originally an Olympic sport recognized by all the ski federations and everything. And then a group of skiers didn't like following all the rules, and they started just branching off and doing their own thing, really. And that's how free skiing started. It was just skiing freely however you wanted. And it was all about just doing things differently and as different as possible. And that meant eventually, you know, skiing outside of ski resorts, off trails, and then the whole skateboarding influence, going into cities and trying to grind rails. And now this is kind of the cutting edge of that whole evolutionary process. Yeah. And now we're in the jungle and there's not even snow involved anymore. And we're just continuing to try to see how far we can push that limit.
I mean, I just got out here and I'd never done anything like this, and I definitely was a little nervous hearing about it, but like super anxious to get on my skis, obviously, it being fall time. But you know, you have fun doing it, but you're also very nervous about, you know, getting hurt right before the season. But it's definitely manageable, but you definitely got to stay on your toes.
Can you just talk about how dangerous this is and the limited amount of people that are able to do it?
So there are probably like 5 people in the whole world that do this, and 3 of them are sitting right here.
And the other guy's up there about to do some more. So.
And why only 5 people in the world do this?
Because it's stupid.
Yeah, basically skiing on snow is a lot funner, and it's obviously got less consequence. Like, you know, you can go off really big cliffs and be fine, even if you don't land it. Whereas if you were to go off, you know, even a 5-foot drop here and fall over, you're much more likely to get hurt.
Guys, skiers on standby.
I'd say that the biggest hiccups back in our original days of shooting this, we were running super limited resources. So we had no boxes, no pads, we're out in the jungle, and we definitely got lucky. We had some people take like a 40-foot air into a ramp and just completely smash through the wood. And luckily, no trips to the hospital yet.
The one on our biggest hiccup on XXx when we started was trying to find out we needed to get snow in the Dominican Republic. So that was the big issue that we had. So we had a wood chipper and just ice cubes, big bags of ice, just thousands of bags of ice, and we chipped ice to make snow just for the in run so these guys could do their jumps.
So I was one of the stunt doubles for the ski scene for Vin Diesel. I was playing Xander Cage. I had to shave my head and put on a muscle suit and looked all jacked up like him. And you know, we spent a couple weeks like preparing and a couple days of shooting. It was really intense. We skied super hard. We were doing like pretty challenging and never done before stuff. You know, I definitely was nervous on some of the stunts, but at the end of the day, it ended up being super fun. You know, I walked away with a really cool experience. And these jumps, they're the biggest jumps that we've got so far. You know, the small one is probably like about a 15 to 20 foot gap, maybe about a 10-foot drop, 15-foot drop, and then the big ones could be upwards of 30, probably like a 25-foot out. So, which is challenging when you're landing on just dirt. You know, it's when you're on snow, it tends to be a bit softer. And I know there was a point where it might have gotten cut, and Vin stepped right in. Was like, no, we are doing this, and I'm really thankful for him because it was super fun.
What do your friends and family and people you know think about doing this? What was their reaction the first time you told them what you did?
First time I told them I was going to the Dominican Republic to go skiing, they were like, wait, what? Is there snow there? And I'm like, no. They're like, I don't get it. How are you gonna go skiing? And I'm like, yeah, you'll see. It's hard to explain, but yeah, we're gonna be skiing on dirt and rocks and snow.
Do they think it's totally insane and crazy?
Yeah, well, I haven't seen much of it because, you know, the movie hasn't been out yet, but they're definitely kind of shaking their heads at it. And when I showed them one little clip from behind the scenes, and they're like, what the heck are you guys doing?